The Alchemist. Is it worth the hype? Or is it just another self-help book that you just toss it aside and barely get anything out of? This is my YouTube channel that... It's hard to talk. It's hard to talk. It is hard to talk. Welcome to my new YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is basically gonna be just, honestly, I don't know what it's gonna be about. I'm just going with the flow right now. Right now, I want it to be about books, cycling, different stuff fitness. I love self-help stuff. I love anything that helps improve to you guys. So if I could bring it to y'all, I'm going to try. Yes. But today we're gonna be talking about one of the books that I read. I started recently reading. I was a big reader back in the day. Back when I was I would say elementary, middle school. I was a really avid reader. I would read a lot, but it just kind of fell off after high school once it wasn't really necessary or needed for a grade, you know. But I had only had to read a couple books in high school. One of them being The Animal Farm by George Orwell. Pretty good book. It was hard for me to read because I couldn't really understand reading one of those books. I had to read something that I wanted to read, you know? But now I'm getting back into it. I started reading maybe in June, maybe May. And I've read so far, I think around 7-8 books now. And so I'm gonna bring it. But today we're gonna be talking about one of the books I read. This book was actually recommended to me by my girlfriend. She was reading it and she was maybe halfway through with it when I first met her. She finally decided to finish it on a trip to Dallas that we took. She was reading in the passenger seat and she had finished it in the passenger seat and her face just lit up. So I decided to check it out. At the time I was reading Dune. Yeah, so she gave me a recommendation. I actually listened to this on an audiobook. So I thought, you know what, maybe I just listen to the book while I drive. The audiobook was about 4.5 hours, I believe. 3 to 4 hours, something like that. And my drive ended up being 5 to 6 hours because traffic. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. My drive ended up being 6 hours. So you know what? I raw dogged it. I'm gonna give you guys an honest review on my part. Heard a little bit about Paulo Coelho. I know bits and pieces in there. Some people say that this is one of the most amazing books ever. And then there's the other people that are saying that it's just such a bland and just overtold story and it's cliche. I'm gonna tell y'all how I feel about it, but first I'm gonna give y'all a synopsis of the book for those who haven't read it yet. After that, get into the details about the book that I wanted to talk about with the people that have read it. So if you want, skip that chapter. I'm also gonna be talking about my favorite quotes from the book because there is a lot of quotes in that book that kind of get you synopsis. So The Alchemist follows a young shepherd named Santiago that dreams of finding a hidden treasure in the Egyptian pyramids. Santiago ends up having this dream multiple times, and then he decides to leave his familiar life as a shepherd and set out for the hidden treasure. On his journey to find the treasure in the Egyptian pyramids, he actually encounters 4 different types of characters: a king, a crystal merchant, an Englishman, and the alchemist. Who would have known? It's not like it's the title of the book. All of these guys give him a bunch of insights throughout his life and his past experiences and give him a lot of wisdom throughout his journey. I don't know if that made sense. What I'm trying to say is based on his past and him having those conversations, the way he's interacted with his characters, they gave him a lot of insight and guided him through his journey. Throughout the book, Santiago soon realizes that this journey isn't just a physical journey to go find the treasure. It's also a spiritual journey. It changes him from the inside out. Throughout the journey, he soon realizes that listening to your heart, listening to the signs that God gives you, there's a lot of biblical references, which is one of my favorite things about this book. And also realizing that the treasure also comes from within, from who you are, how you learn, the wisdom you pick up that guides you. But yeah, that's basically about the book. I'm going to start talking about different ideas that come across the book, different philosophical ideas and themes that come across this book that I picked up on. One idea this book explores is the pursuit of one's legend. So in this book, it describes one's personal legend as your destiny, your life goal, what you were born to do, giving the importance to following your dreams for what God had put you on earth for, you know? Another idea that this book explores is the language of the world. So in the language of the world is basically talking about understanding the language of signs that the world gives you, that God gives you, the omens, the different types of signs, you know? Once you learn how to translate and understand that language, going about and discovering discovering your personal legend and reaching your personal legend is nothing but a piece of cake. Well, not a piece of cake, but just it's gonna be easier. You'll start to understand where you're supposed to be going, what is in store for you. Third idea that this book explores is the soul of the world. Coelho presents the idea that all of creation is interconnected through a spirit called the soul of the world. Santiago, throughout his journey, he starts to realize the importance of unity, how everything is connected around him with nature and the world can help him understand himself better, and also the truths of himself and also the truths of the universe. Another idea that this book explores is overcoming the fear of the unknown. Throughout his journey, Santiago goes through multiple trials and challenges. Fear is the biggest obstacle known to your personal legend. So if you fear, you're never going to reach your destination. If you fear something and don't start, you will never get started, So it shows the importance of perseverance and faith, having faith in yourself, having faith in God, persevering through the trials so that way you could reach your legend. The next idea I'd like to explore is the idea of the Philosopher's Stone and the elixir of life. Throughout the book, the Alchemist teaches Santiago about the elixir of life and the Philosopher's Stone. They serve as metaphors as self-improvement and the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. They represent the idea that true transformation comes from within and that the ultimate goal of life isn't wealth, even though that's kind of nice. Everybody knows that. Money doesn't hurt. But it's also fulfilling yourself spiritually. Spiritual fulfillment. There's just so many ideas about this book. I'm so sorry. The next concept is maktub. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but basically translated in the book, it is written. Even though some things are predestined, you still must take the initiative to create your own legend. Basically, the overall message of this story is about self-discovery, the pursuit of dreams, and the journey of life. That's just a little rundown of what I caught. You can tell by the book. Look at, I have like little tabs and stuff. I took a bunch of notes on this book. So there's a lot more philosophical themes and ideas that it explores, but that's just the main, some of them. I don't want to list them all because it's too much. Let's go over some quotes I liked. Here are some of my favorite quotes from the book from Paulo Coelho. And when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. It's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. When we love, we always strive to become better than we are. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. One is loved because one is loved. No reason is needed for loving. I feel like love is the universal language of like the entire world. What the entire purpose of humanity, of being put on earth by God, is to love, You don't need a reason to have to love something. You just love. There is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve, and that is the fear of failure. The final quote, it's not the final quote of the book, but there's so many quotes in this book that are written in a beautiful way. Tell your heart that the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself, and that no heart has ever suffered when it goes in search of its dreams, because every second of the search is a second's encounter with God and with eternity. I love that quote. That dream was put in front of you by God. God wanted you to have this dream for a reason. That's the path he wanted for you, Obviously, like anything else, it's up to you. It's up to you to grab it, So it's true, when you go after that dream that God has put in front of you, every time you chase after it, it's like an encounter with God. My honest review is that if you are in a place where you need to be motivated, you just don't feel that motivated right now, you just need something to push you, read this book. This book will make you feel, I don't know how to explain it. It just makes you want to get up and go do something, You're reading a story about Santiago pursuing his personal destiny, his own legend, Realizing that you, the person that's watching this video, you have your own personal legend as well. I have my own personal legend. We all have legends to fulfill. We all have a path to follow. This book helped me get out of a rut. I wasn't necessarily in the dark place. I was just more unmotivated. I didn't know what to do, I was just working, but it reignited the flame in me to pursue what I want to do. I can see why a lot of people don't really like it, that it's just cliche. It's just another book telling you to follow your dreams. Don't be scared. Just follow your dreams. Take the big leap of faith. Enjoy the journey. Although you're looking for treasure, it's always been inside you, Yes, I guess it's cliche, but honestly, I love the way that Paulo Coelho put it into a fable. I love that. I don't like to be given follow your dreams. Oh, don't forget to enjoy the journey. Listen to your heart. Don't fear, That's boring. But Paulo Coelho puts it in such a way that it gets you hooked into the story. It's like you don't want to stop reading. I was listening to this book and I was just like, holy shit. Even though there's a lot of ideas in that book, it's like you already knew or already heard. The way he words it or the way things happen in the book, just kind of like, oh shit. It reminds you, but it makes you want to remember it this time, Honestly, I gave it a 5 stars. Yes, I'm a little bit of a new reader, but still, it's not hard to tell what's good from bad. If you didn't enjoy something, you didn't enjoy it. Every book hits someone differently, know? Not everybody's gonna like the same book. Not everybody's gonna get the same ideas out of it. Not everybody's gonna get the same feeling out of it. But I can honestly say that after listening to this book, my eyes lit up. Not because of like, oh my God, like I figured out life, you know? It's just, it was more like holy shit, like I gotta get up, you know? Like I gotta go do something. Life is beautiful. I give it a 5 stars. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I would recommend it. It's a short book. It's a short read. It's not going to take you too long to read. I feel like at any part of your life, it's nice to be reminded that chase your dreams. You get up. Don't be scared. The greatest treasure is from within. Enjoy the journey. But once you get to your destination, you are what you learned throughout your entire journey is the treasure, you know? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to be making more videos soon. I want to do more like book reviews, to be reads, monthly reads, just everything book related, man. I love sci-fi books. I love fantasy books. I love books like The Alchemist. I love self-improvement books. Also love cycling, fitness. I'll do it. I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna post it. So I hope you guys enjoyed my first video. Smash that like button. Comment any book that you guys want me to read and put a review about. My honest reviews. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing. I'm not gonna say like, oh, but this book has so many 5-star reviews. Maybe I should have a 5-star review. No, I didn't like it. And that's the truth. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, share. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.